So we're going to look at sharing in Google Drive, and there's a couple of ways that you can share a file effectively. First way is actually within the document. So we have the document, and this is the same for slides or sheets or Google Docs. Any of these works the same. But basically, if you just kind of look at the file or at the screen you have here, you have a button up here in the top right-hand corner, and this video was recorded in August of 2015, so depending on when the video is, it may have changed since then. But you'll notice it has the share button up here in the top right hand corner, and if I click that, it's going to bring up my sharing options. Now this is the default screen for the sharing options. They've actually made it a little more simplified. It has some default options that you can just pick, some common used options. But you'll notice here you have the word more, and then down here in the bottom right you have the word advanced. These two are going to take you to the same spot, and that's kind of where I want to look, because that's going to give me a little bit more options so I can kind of explain it a little bit better. So I'm going to click advanced here. And this is the old way of seeing your sharing settings before they changed it back in early 2015. And you'll notice that it's got a little bit of information here. First off, this is the link that you can copy and share it to people. I'm not going to go over that too much. I'm just going to go over how you change these settings. And then this has the default who has access. Obviously this is going to have you, whoever the owner is, and it's going to notify you it's the owner. But then it's also going to have this. This is kind of the general setting. So if I take a look here, it says anyone who has the link can view. And I'm going to go ahead and click change and show you the different options. Now, one thing I want to say real quick is these two options here, talking about Central Unified. At the time of this video, I was working for Central Unified School District, and my Google account that I was using for this was actually maintained by them. So this is kind of an option if your school actually maintains your Google account. The other three are the ones that I kind of wanted to focus on. First off, you have on public to the web. That means your file can actually be searched and found. So that's kind of like if you want people to be able to see your stuff and you want to share it just randomly with anybody, that's perfectly fine. You can go ahead and you can click that. I prefer this one, which is anyone with the link, so that way no one necessarily can search it, but if anyone knows it's there, then they can find it. And then last but not least, you have the off for only specific people can share it. Now, the big thing I want to point out about here is whatever you select, you still have a little bit more customization you can do. If you notice right here, it says access anyone, no sign-in required. Means anyone can do anyone can do whatever of these three options. This is right now anyone can view, comment, or edit. I typically leave it as view because any comments that are made on this, anybody can see. So anyone who can go into the file can see any comments, and it just makes it a little bit easier to handle if you only have what you're concerned, or you have it to where they can only see the things. So I typically leave it as view, but that is entirely up to you. So I didn't really make any changes here, so I'm going to go ahead and cancel. But I do want to show two more things. One, you have right here, you have prevent editors from changing access and adding new people. That's a good one if you want to add people, but you don't want them to be able to add other people to be able to edit it. We also have disable options to download, print, and copy. This is really good if you have something that you don't want people to make copies of. It's just kind of proprietary or something along those nature, or potentially has information you don't really want getting out there too much. But for the purpose of what we're doing, we probably aren't going to use those in an educational setting. This is the big one I wanted to, you need to understand. This is where you can individually invite people. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to click on that. And I'm actually going to type in my Gmail account, my personal one. And you'll notice when I go ahead and I hit space, I get that one right there. I already have that one set up with me. Now I have a few options here. First off, I can notify whoever I'm adding via email, and if I wanted to add more people, I could. I can type in another address right there. And I can even add a message, so that means I can type in, I click that, and it'll give me the option to write a message that customize the message that I'm sending to them. So such as, this is the professional development file that we're looking at on Tuesday, whatever. Then we can send a copy of that to myself so I know that it went out. And then you also have the options here. I can edit, I can set it to where this person can edit, comment, or view. This is independent of what's up here. So whatever I set here, it ignores whatever's going on up here, and this becomes the paramount, okay, for that individual. All right. So I'm going to leave it as can edit, and then I'm going to go ahead and click send. Now this is just because, like I was saying, Central Unified has control of this Gmail account, or excuse me, of this Google account, and I'm sharing it with someone who's outside of that. It's not that big of a deal as long as you know who it's going to. So I click yes, and you'll notice that my name has been added here, and you'll see that this little pull-down menu has showed up. Now the interesting thing about this is that you can change their settings after you've invited them, and I can even see there's the email right there that tells me I've been invited to edit it. I can go ahead and I can click is owner, and I can actually transfer the ownership of this file to whoever I wish to if I don't want to be part of that file anymore. So I'm going to leave it as can edit for now, but you'll also notice there's that little X, and the owner has the ability to actually delete people. So I'm going to go ahead and delete myself as well. So, and I'm going to go ahead, it's going to say you have made changes that you need to save, and I'm going to save that. So now my changes have been saved. It's one of the few times that Google doesn't automatically save something. I'm going to click done. So that's how I share something from within the file, but that's not the only way you can share. If you actually go to your Google Drive and you find the file you want to share, there's actually two options you can do here. First, if you left click on the file that you want to share, if you actually left click on it, so it highlights in blue there, and you'll notice up here you have a little guy with the plus sign, kind of the same symbol that you have here, except this one has a link while this one has a little plus sign. This is actually the share button. So if I hit that, you'll see the exact same window. Let me click advanced. Exact same window as I did from within the file. If you don't remember that little guy, you always can just right click, because the Google interface has enables right and left clicks here. And you'll see the share button right there, which will once again bring you to the exact same place. So that's basically how you set the sharing. So the last thing you need to know about this one is this link. This is the link that's going to send it to anybody, or you're going to use this to send to anybody. And you can either highlight it and then manually copy it by right-clicking and copy or Control-C, or you can just hit that little button right there, which does it automatically for you. And that's what I recommend you just do, because it's just quicker and easier. Okay, so hopefully from this video you learned how to change the share settings on any file within Google Drive. And mind you, this does only work for sheets, PDF forms, individual files. It doesn't work for Google Forms the exact same way. Forms are a little bit different. So just when you're dealing with forms, yeah, you have to change up how you actually share it a little bit, and you can search videos on that, and that'll help you out. So thank you for watching this video.